We had a terrific quarter, really. I mean, I think what was exciting about it was we saw growth in ahead of market in pretty much all of our categories. So, markets were very solid. I would say, a little bit softer in surgical, but very robust in our vision care business. And again, as you say, vision care is doing very well on the back of a lot of contact lens progress. And so feeling very good about that. FX hurt us a little bit, just in the big picture. The dollar strengthened, particularly against emerging market currencies, and we're distributed all over the world. So of course that's something we pay close attention to.
Let's talk a little bit about surgical growth. The category grew in line with the market, but I know that some investors were disappointed by growth in this category. That's part of the reason why the stock has traded down on the results. Give us a little bit of color on what's going on in surgical.
Well, I think there may have been a little bit too much enthusiasm from the first half of the year. I think people are forgetting that we're wrapping around soft quarters on prior years. So China had a huge bounce back in the second quarter, if you remember, and we grew 7% in a category, that normally grows, 4 or 5, somewhere in there. And so when you see it come back to 4, I think maybe it caught some folks who weren't paying attention a little bit by surprise. But we were satisfied with the global growth. Again, I think the U.S. was a little bit softer than the international markets, but I do think that pretty much normal growth as we see it.
What about in terms of inflationary effects and R&D investment in the coming months?
Yeah, well, look, we still see a little bit of inflation, and particularly we're carrying a lot of inventory and raw material that was bought at an inflated price. So remember, what we've said to people is, look, it's going to take us 6 months or more, maybe 8, to work off that raw material and inventory, and then we will realize the benefits of what is a kind of a deceleration in the inflation numbers. We hope that continues. Again, the print yesterday on U.S. inflation was helpful, but I think it's yet to be seen where that goes, in the long term. So we're good about that, and feel like that's in a positive frame.
In the last week or so, the market, the financial market, has taken on this view that the Federal Reserve may be able to achieve that soft landing, and we might avoid a recession in the U.S. And obviously that has ripple effects throughout the world. But if we do see an economic slowdown, how do you see your business holding up?
Well, our business is very resilient, and, eye care is something that people pay for. It's something they value. Among the things that people worry most about as you get a little bit older is losing your sight and your vision. So cataract surgeries are largely unaffected. And so from us, those pathologies that are ocular pathologies or the cataracts, which is a big part of our business, those really don't get affected. There's a little bit of an effect, I think, on trade-ups. If you're in a reusable contact lens, maybe you don't want to go to the new dailies. But directionally, we've seen a pretty robust consumer so far this year. And, I think historically, we've seen, generally speaking, we don't get affected too much.